when I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm South Carolina, so I just...
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Morris?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself. There's a
the doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it for all the more.
letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover. We got a bonus for you today. We have with us the one and only Yolanda Pulley. In case you don't know, she is the founder of, let me find this organization. Where'd it go? PEBS, P-E-B-T-S. Where's the name of the organization? People, well, bear with me a second. Yolanda Pulley, Democrat, officially declared her candidacy for the position of Baltimore City Mayor back in October 20th at Penn North. And that's, of course, the epicenter of the Freddie Gray unrest, with a campaign theme that emphasizes service to the public and rejection of special interests. Pulley, self-styled as the Peopletician, launched her mayoral bid with a commitment to integrity, honesty, and transparency. During her announcement speech, Pulley passionately conveyed her belief that politics should be centered on serving the people as opposed to exploiting them for personal gain. She made her commitment clear, stating, quote, "I refuse to be part of a system that thrives on deceit and self-interest. I will not play chess or checkers in their Game of Thrones." I kind of like that series. "I will not be a part of the art of war." Of course, Wesley Snipes was in that one. "In building a war chest to destroy people and communities. Deceiving people for money is easy. Standing with the people and not accepting the money is the hard part, because they will never consider me as one of the top contenders without the money." Without further ado, we welcome to these airwaves the one, the only, Yolanda Pulley. Yay! Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you, Doni. I appreciate you so much.
I see Charles Robinson got under your skin today.
Rubbed me the wrong way. Totally.
Rubbed you the wrong way.
Yeah, so clearly, you know,
Let
we're
me
not
get the name.
understanding.
I cut up the name of PEBTS. What does that stand for?
People empowered by the struggle.
By the struggle. Okay. All right. All right. So why don't you take a minute, and I'm gonna give you a chance to just speak.
Well, Doni, you know, thank you so much. See, Doni, you know, I am Yolanda Pulley, and I am the people. I serve the people. I look like the people. You know, you asked me why was I in my car, because I'm always servicing people. You know, he had to, you know, rub me the wrong way anytime I jump on your show, and my head look like this. clearly I didn't like what he said, because if we keep the same system in place and the same people that follow the same rules of politics, we will never ever get change. I should not have to convince people that they deserve better. I should not have to do that. And why is it that the black community is the only one that sit up there and tell us, oh, your dreams can be, you can have anything you want. If you dream it, if you believe it, it can come true. But then when it comes down to politics, oh, it tell you you're not good enough. I'm beyond frustrated, Donnie.
Well, don't go too far away, because God put this fighter spirit in you for a reason. I first recall interacting with you around North and Linden. What was happening over at North and Linden?
Well, we thought that, we had some people in place that had our intentions, our intentions at their best heart. Unfortunately, they did not. We just looked like another dollar bill that just needed to be spewed into the community. So,
well, let's get into it. This was an apartment complex. How many people lived there?
It was over 202 residents, but if you count the children, it was over 1,000 of us. So, we live
and they put y'all out. Essentially, they shut down the apartments and put you out.
Well, I'm the one that helped shut down Madison Park, because we did a survey on who wanted to go and who wanted to stay. And when we was under the dictatorship of what's her name? Shelby Kaplan. We went to her, we had a sit down with her, and we said, well, the city is coming in and we're under attack. So, we either can fight with you or we can fight against you. The only thing we're asking for is safe and decent housing. While you're collecting millions of dollars, we're here suffering. And she chose to go against
a lot of this was federally subsidized. So this was guaranteed money.
Correct.
And this is a place that Nick Mosby has alluded to as Murder Mall.
Well, yeah, we was always considered Murder Mall. But you're absolutely right. From when I first moved around there, the first week I was there was a body on the ground in front of me. So, that's where part 2 of Yolanda's trauma came from. Growing up in Cherry Hill.
I want you to talk about the trauma.
Yeah, so, the way that they have us living in deplorable conditions, and that's why I became a tenant advocate for over 25 years. Not only deplorable conditions, we went in young and we were raised. I mean, we grew out. We grew older. And that's what the projects do. Projects bring us in young and we grow older in the projects. And they say, well, this is a stepping stool to help you up, which that's a lie, Donnie. It's there to condition us. It's there to train us. It's there to teach us how to do all the wrong in communities. It teaches us how to glorify the negative because we see nothing positive. We see nothing positive or influential in our communities. And as a child, when I moved into Madison Park, children be what they see. So I became a part of the problem in the streets instead of one of the solutions. But then when I got into my latter years, I started thinking, wait a minute, I deserve better. My children deserve better. We deserve better. So that's when my fight in Madison Park against Shelby Kaplan and Baltimore City actually began.
Now you're running for mayor. Correct.
Because we have to fix our city, Donnie. We can't keep playing, we can't keep being, I'm being completely honest. We can't keep being the political prostitutes and laying down with everybody expecting to wake up with a blessing. Because it's not going to happen. Politicians follow the same blueprint. The same blueprint. They follow the money. And if you're sitting up there telling me I can be anything that I want to be, why can't I become mayor? Why is it about the money? And the only thing that they're talking about is the endorsements that comes along with the money. Because guess what? Nas Citizen, Harley, and Baltimore City donated into no campaign. It came from special interest groups. It came from outside organizations. It came from contractors that want to come in and take over our communities. Why do I want that? I've been looking at it my whole life. I don't want that. You shouldn't want that. We should not want that. We should want real change that looks like us. We should want an educational system that educates the black child. We should want a criminal justice system that's it's not just us against justice. Where are we failing us at? We're the only ones that's failing us. And when you get people on there like Mr. What's his name, Charles? Well, I don't like no candidate for mayor. Well, sir, I don't like you. I'm just being honest. I don't like no candidate for mayor. You haven't even looked into nobody's background, and that's the problem. Mainstream. And let's talk about what Fox 45 doing. But thank you, Doni, for being so independent that you're not connected to any of this slave mentality that we're out here watching on TV. Thank you, Doni, for being the voice of the black community. Thank you, Doni, for giving everyone a platform. Thank you, Doni, for not exiling the ones that they don't consider the top candidates. Thank you, Doni.
Well, I've seen your right hook and I don't want to catch it. I've seen that right hook and I was like, Lord, I don't want that. No, let me tell you, to have an independent platform, you wouldn't believe what I go through just to keep this on the air.
I believe it.
Because the attacks are not necessarily from locals. It's from the powers that be that control the internet. Because
correct.
Truth be told, even right now, we're in someone else's house.
Correct.
Roland Martin, Trevor Noah, Tavis Smiley, Tamron Hall, all of these black journalists have gone through some form of being ostracized, ostracization, put in exile. I was watching this movie. Yeah. So, you know, social media. I've had a social media page with 211,000 followers, and then one day I wake up and it's gone. You would not believe what,
because you tell the truth.
I just call myself doing my job.
Don. Yeah, but see, that's the problem. We're not willing to sit down and have those uncomfortable conversations. We're not willing to do that. We want to make it seem like, you know, unicorns is out here, you know, spewing rainbows everywhere. We want to make it seem like we're out here, you know, just, you know, tick-tocking with the next person. That's not what we're doing. We're out here dying. We're out here suffering. We're out here hungry. We're out here with poor education. That's what we look like.
So I will tell you this, and I'm not going to throw Charles too far under the bus. He was a guest. But as he was talking, how about this? I was thinking about, what's her name? Santa Lisa, the school CEO.
He would probably endorse her.
I don't think that's the case. But I just don't understand how a person making that kind of money can look herself in the mirror and think she's delivered a quality product, because I come through Baltimore City Public Schools and they didn't have $23,000 per pupil. It was a different day and time. I'm 58, but I just don't believe that we can. I believe we can do better than what we're doing. I believe that we can produce students who can graduate and know how to read and write.
We can produce our next people's We can produce our next doctors, our lawyers. But the way that the system is set up is designed to make us fail on purpose. Because me and you, Doni, we had civics in school. We knew who the governor was. We knew who the mayor was. We knew who the president was. We knew the three branches of government. We knew how everything worked. We knew how to write a check. They taught us how to balance the checkbook. They taught us how to read an analog clock. They don't do that now. None of that stuff is in our educational system. They gave us, you know, things that we had hands-on trades, woodshop, home economics, modern dancing, theater, theatrics. We had all of that. What do Baltimore City schools have now? And please don't tell me it's not intentional.
I feel as though it's a school to prison pipeline.
Exactly. I just didn't want to say it. I wanted somebody else to say it for once. That's exactly what it is. And when she wake up in the morning and she look herself in the face, the only thing she see is dollar signs.
Sonia Santalisa, that's her name.
Sonia Santalisa. See,
Who
us,
is
our
a
children.
derivative of the person before her. What was his name?
Alonzo.
Yeah, Andres Alonzo, who came from New York. He was a bum in New York. He brought her here, and they passed her the throne like, you know, like it was a coronation. And it was like, you people have gotten rid of 75% of the principals in Baltimore City public schools, most of whom were black women who loved our children. And you bring in these Teach for America people who, in my best estimation, have very little love for our people. It's no more than a means of paying off their student loans.
Well, Donnie, you know what? They teach us.
And then I gotta wonder.
Right there. You just said it. You just said it right there. They took everything to help a black person survive. They took everything out the school system and put it into a college system to make us pay for it.
And with all due respect, I have not heard from our two board members, and I have to reach out to both of them, Kwame Kenyatta Bay and Ashley Esposito, because they were very fiery, very strong. And it's all, you know, I got to wonder, did they sip the Kool-Aid? Because I don't hear from them no more.
Well, I hear.
And is that what? And so look, let me just say this one thing. A lot of times, Donnie, you should run. Donnie, you should run. Donnie, I don't want to be a part of that adulterated. I don't want to be a part of that.
I don't want to be a part of it either, but
I
just
like
feel like
me.
we can fix it.
I like me. I don't know that I want to be that. Because all too often I've seen that change people.
Well, see, that's the thing.
They were servant leaders. They were servant leaders.
Right,
they were
true to us. No, we're true to us. So we don't see. The thing is that
I want that favor. That's the favor I want. Correct.
And guess what? The Bible says, until we do our poor people and our widows right, I'll throw a phantom through the land. And then you wonder why we still sitting in COVID-19, that they're no longer talking about, and numbers are through the roof. So let's talk. Let's Donnie, we're the only ones that can fix it. We're the only ones, because we don't have that hidden agenda. We don't have that.
But we are outnumbered, outmanned, outmoneyed, out-influenced, out-mediated. But the word says that the first shall be last and the last shall be first.
Absolutely.
They've got all kinds of labels and terms. But the bottom line is, we are the salt of the earth. And I am proud of you. I'm proud of you for standing up for those people who lived in Madison Park. I learned to box right across the street from you at Utah Gardens. Back when Operation Champ was there. So you're talking about 1980. No, right. 1980, 81, 82. I got a couple of black guys in the street. I say, hold up, enough of this. We got to get up in here and learn how to box. And then I meet Tim Conway, Joan Carter Conway's husband, Tim Conway, Larry Middleton, Marvin McDowell, who now runs Umar Boxing, and other champs who were into boxing, who were into sharing and teaching youth something other than how to sell dope, how to sell coke, how to shoot somebody, how to rob somebody. We needed that. And so Operation Champ, which is something that goes back to the 60s, that they put in our communities because we were rioting back then in 68. We were not taking any prisoners. And quite honestly, the establishment, including racist white people, were afraid for their lives. Because for the first time in America, Black people had taken up arms. The Black Panther had those rifles. Malcolm had the AK.
Correct.
And we are only 13% of the population. And this is what I need us to know as a people. We have made an impact. We are outnumbered. We are outmanned. We are outmoneyed. We are outmediated. But we are not outfaithed.
Thank you.
We have the faith of giants. And that's why we've been able to persevere and master every discipline, every occupation, every field of study that we enter. We are some awesome people. And that's what I want our children to know. That's what I want our children to know.
I want our children to know that it was 400 years before slavery. We actually ran this. It was ours. We were thriving. We wasn't just surviving. And that's what they did. They put learned hopelessness in our communities on purpose. So, we suffer with the worst case of Stockholm syndrome and trauma bonding I've ever seen in my life.
Well, we do. And I think the first thing is to acknowledge it. We are traumatized.
Yeah.
No matter how, if you black and in America and you were raised here, you got trauma. I don't care if you lived in Randallstown, Owens Mills, or down Murphy Homes, Lexington Terrace, Flag House. What's the other one? Murphy Homes, Flag, Lafayette, and Flag. Okay, where you come from? Highland Ridge, Cherry Hill. If you grew up in Baltimore, let me just tell you, is the most segregated. Baltimore is the home of segregation, beginning over there in Roland Park, with them white folk in Roland Park. They didn't want blacks living in Hose Heights and surrounding communities because they are of the ilk that they are better than somebody. They're better than us, but you want our lips, baby. You want our women's butts.
And they want
but
our
you money. Hate us. You hate us, but you want us. I mean, make your damn mind up. You want to look like us, but you hate us. I don't understand what type of mental illness that is.
Because if they can replace us, they will.
You can't.
If they can take out melanation, they would.
You can't.
Matter of fact, I done seen some sick stuff online. Right, but I done seen some sick stuff online where they say the children are disappearing, and they think that Doni, this is where I believe it to be true. Black people are searching for something that's been in us the whole time. It's called the fountain of youth, the tree of knowledge. Been in us the whole time. That's why they want it.
That's why we got to get back to natural. We got to watch what we eat. We got to get back to some natural foods because they're pumping us up with these steroids. We got cancer in our community like never before, and it only comes from the food. They're shooting these chickens up with all of this crap. A chicken is this big. Next thing you know, it's this big. It's like, hold up, that's not a chicken wing. That's more like a Tyrannosaurus wing.
Right, pterodactyl leg or something. Yeah.
So first thing is that the water. We know today they had lead water in Baltimore City public schools long before Flint, Michigan.
And Doni, the sad reality is
we know that Johns Hopkins does experiments on black people historically going back to the 50s. All you got to do is look at and thank Ben Crump for finally suing Johns Hopkins and the rest of them people that took Henrietta Lacks's HeLa cells. Self-rejuvenating cells.
Doni, we're the answer. We're the cure.
We are the answer.
It's in us.
We
it's
are.
In our melanation. It's in our DNA.
But they got us watching Aquaman.
Well, see, Doni, the thing is that when you look at outside.
And Batman.
I'm sitting in front of in front of a golf course. If you look outside, I see nothing but brown and green. I see nothing but the main color. What color the trees? Brown. What color is the grass? Green. What color is the soil? Brown. But we're the most hated color. But you need us to survive. You need us. We don't need you. You need us. And that's why that's why they want to keep us under that foot and stomp on our neck. Because if I keep you open.
I'm going to challenge you. If God made everybody, then we need everybody.
No, we don't need everybody. Everybody needs us. The black woman is the one that created the earth.
This is true.
We birth nations. We birth nations from between our
But we need our children, even our most wayward children, to show respect to mother.
But they haven't been taught.
That's not happening.
Right, they can't teach what they don't know. Look at what we have on TV. Well, look what we're listening to on the radio.
We are listening to music degrading. I was at an event, and I want to say this because it's often you can't say these things. I was at an event. Now, we know about when men are sexually harassing women, right? I was at an event, a public event, and damn if I didn't see a woman sexually harassing every woman that came in that event.
Wow. See,
It was subtle. It was subtle.
Yeah, they conversations people
it
don't
was
want to
subtle,
have.
but had my daughter been there and she approached and put her hands on my daughter, I would have rocked her world.
Your daughter probably would have rocked her world.
I would have rocked her world. But these are the things you can't say because it's not politically correct. I've been at an event where I saw a woman beating another woman, and people just walked by. Right over there at Patterson Park, saw it with my own eyes. But you can't say these things because there's certain images and certain things we want to believe. We've all been traumatized. And I see a lot of people leave a hetero for a non-hetero, and it's the same crap. The trouble is inside. You can run, you can put on all of these fancy things, paint yourself up, blow your lips up, reduce this, reduce that, increase that. But at the end of the day, it's what's inside. It's what's inside your heart, what's inside your soul, your psyche. A lot of us just don't like ourselves.
I love me.
I'm learning to love me. I've not always been so good at it, but I'm learning to love me one day at a time, just like a lot of people out there. We all recovering from something.
Who's teaching us to love us, Donnie? Who's teaching us that say that, you know, we come first?
Me and you.
Exactly.
And like-minded people. First. And not, not the politicians. These politicians don't even like themselves because they will sell their mother. These politicians are worse than drug dealers. The preacher, the politician, and the pusher. The preacher, the politician, the pusher. I would say of the three, the pusher, the dope man is more true to his personal constitution than the preacher and the politician. Because you don't know what the preacher and the politician might do. And they use the Constitution, they use the Bible to justify their stuff.
Correct. And then, you want to throw rocks and hide your hands like you didn't do it in the first place, like it wasn't intentional. But we need to start seeing it the way that it is, Donnie. When people show me who they are, I take them at their word. I believe the first time. I don't give you a million times. And Donnie, the thing that bothers me the most is that, like I said before, we teach our children they can be anything that they want to be. Just work at it. Just don't give up. But that's not in the black.
I believe that. I believe that God gave all of us a destiny, and it's up to each individual to find our gifts and talents, nurture them, hone them. And I don't care if you've been in the penitentiary or if you've been in the house of Ruth, wherever you've been. God allows you turn.
Only in certain circles that you're saying that we can, but then when we get, it's not like, we're telling ourselves, oh, you can be anything that you want to be. Be a janitor, be a police officer, be a firefighter. Don't become president. Don't become mayor. Don't become governor, because that's out of your league. That's out of your realm. Nobody's.
Well, let me say it like this: be a leader, because elections don't make leaders. Elections don't make leaders.
You're absolutely correct.
You're damn right. I'm right.
It brews corruption. That's what it brews. That's why I'm not a politician.
And an arrogance. And it's ugly when you see that arrogance on black people. I'm so-and-so. I'm Delegate so-and-so. I'm Senator so-and-so. Sit your monkey ass down. That's what I want to say. Sit your monkey ass down and humble yourself and pray and seek God's face.
Well, me personally,
I'm Delegate so-and-so.
Name that's on their birth
I'm
certificate.
Councilman so-and-so. I see you outside. I'm gonna put this 9 in your hip and see if you can give up that wallet. I'm just joking.
I know, but see,
But I know
that's
some
the thing.
cats who don't be joking on that tip.
Donnie, we should be tired of perpetuating the same cycle over and over again, expecting a different result.
It's called
We should be
insanity.
tired. We should be
And it's called
tired.
trauma. We have been trauma. And let me
Correct.
tell you this. Black
Correct.
people can get all of the therapy in the world. But if the racists don't get therapy also, we're right back at square one.
You're absolutely correct. But they're not
The
teaching that.
racists need therapy too. And the good white people who want to stand up, they got to stand up too. Like
Well,
John Brown. Like
have you
John
ever
Brown. I write about John Brown in my book. John
I have
Brown.
that.
Yeah,
I have
John
that.
Brown. My hero. Along with Harriet Tubman, of course. And my parents and my grandma.
Do you know me and her share the same birthday?
Who?
Me and Harriet Tubman.
They actually know her birthday. What was her birthday recorded as?
February the 28th.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Really?
February the 28th. Me and Harriet Tubman share the same birthday. And I was born, and we were born in Black History Month. So that means something to Yolanda. The same fighting spirit. That means something to Yolanda.
Okay, I was right. So they just have the month.
No, they got the month and the day.
In my research, I found only the month. March 1822.
March.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm gonna send you what we found.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you what we found.
Now I found this. I just see something here, March 6th. We like to think that Harriet Tubman. Okay. I don't know. I'm open to it. If y'all know, please hit us up, Doni, Doni at bmorenews.com. So what can people do to help you, Yolanda?
All they have to do is vote. I need them to come out the Negro pen, thinking in spirit, and vote. If you want different, if you deserve better, do it differently. We can't stop doing it thinking that, they're going to come in and save us. The only one that's going to save us, Donnie, is us. In order to understand the people, you have to be one of them. We have too many people sitting on top of legislation, creating laws about returning citizens that never been one.
Let me ask you this. What do you think about the juvenile justice and all of this emphasis on the young people?
Well, I think that we can correct our youth. We can help our youth. But if you're giving them nothing to look forward to, if you're giving them nothing to believe in, if you're putting them in dire straits, if you're putting their parents in dire straits all the time, we're getting what we design. We creating the monsters that we don't want to see. But I don't think that anyone is without reform. I don't think that it should be on a case by case basis of how these children are dealt with, and stop creating laws that affect everyone except for the criminal. We have everything set in place. We're just not using it. Stop creating laws when we already have laws on the book. The only one that is doing is hurting our Black and brown families and children. It's not affecting anyone else.
Are you pleased with this governor?
No.
Well, who do you like?
No one.
You gotta like somebody.
I like Doni for governor.
Don't push me out there. I don't want to be a part of it.
Well, Doni, that's what I'm saying.
I don't want to be a part of that mess.
No, we're not a part of their mess. We're changing the narrative of their mess. We're cleaning up and fixing what they have done to us. That's what we're doing.
Let me tell you a joke. It was this church, and they were having church service. And some armed gunmen came into church with masks and hoods on. And then they held up the shotgun and say, who's not willing to die for the Lord? If you're not willing to die for the Lord, get out. And after 3/4 of the people left, they took their hoods off and said, all right, let's have church now. Are you there? Do you get
Yeah,
it?
your thing kept freezing.
Do you get it?
You're free. No, you're freezing.
That's the 3-letter people. But the bottom line is, if you're not willing to give your life for the Lord, if you don't have skin in the game, because Charles was alluding to it, he was talking about people who are trying to make a difference. Some people have lied and stolen so much in this city, people just don't even know what to say.
Because they made it look normal.
Yeah,
they've normalized. White people do it all the time.
They've normalized being a crud ball.
Right. So basically, we make excuses for piss poor behavior.
There you go. There you go. Hey, they can say a lot of things about me in the city. They would not tell you I lied to them or stole from them.
Correct.
So we've been talking with Yolanda Pulley. She's the candidate for mayor here in the city of Baltimore. Michael Randolph, without our black press, our story would never be told. Donnie, thanks for telling our story. It is truly my pleasure. My name is Donnie Glover. Good morning, world.